Hi guys, today we're going to look at how to create a Flash slideshow for a website or a web page. And as you can see here in Google search, we've got a bunch of cute pictures for cats and dogs. So we're going to be playing with some of these today. Okay? Oh, absolutely wonderful. We're also going to need a Dreamweaver table where we're going to put our Flash slideshow. And I'm going to stick it into this cell here. This cell is about 300 pixels wide by about 200 pixels high. So I'm going to have to remember that. 300 by 200. Okay? And today, of course, we're going to be using Photoshop. And we're going to be using Flash. So the first thing I'm going to do, it doesn't matter if I do this first or not, but I'm going to create a new Flash file, and I'm just going to modify my document to be, you've guessed it, 300 pixels wide by 200 pixels high, because that's the size of the cell in my Dreamweaver table. So there we go, that's perfect. Now let's go to Photoshop and do exactly the same thing. It's going to be 300 pixels wide by 200 pixels in height. Brilliant. I don't know why, but in my Photoshop I always see these grid lines and I'm not interested in seeing them. So I'm going to go to View, Extras, just to get rid of those. Okay. Now let's go and get an image from the internet. I do like this one, and it's a good size. It's bigger than 300 by 200, so that's fine. I don't have to stretch it. I just have to shrink it. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go back to Photoshop. It's all waiting. Control V. Oh, hey, that wasn't Control V. Let's try that again. Control V. There we go. Now, what exactly do I want this to look like? Do I want it to look like that? Nope. Do I want it to look like that? Nope. Control T. Do I want it to look like that? Well, let's have a look at that. Not bad. A little bit too big. Just going to take that down a bit. That's what I want. That's the image that I want. I'm also going to filter and put some kind of effect onto it. Let's just mess around with some of these. Oh, well, oh, no. No. You know. No. Well, that's not bad. Oh, I like that. Okay. Yeah. Oh. A little bit too much. Oh, no, that's not right. Is that what I'm looking for? Just a little bit more. I'm going to go with that. Brilliant. And I'm going to save that in a new project folder. I've got one here called Flash Slideshow. In fact, I already have some images that I prepared earlier. All of these images are 300 pixels by 200 pixels. Okay? This is image 1, this is image 2, this is image 3. So my new one is going to be image 4. So I've now got 4 images. Now, let's go back to the internet and grab another one. We're just going to do exactly the same thing. Oh, isn't that lovely? Copy that. Back into Photoshop. Control V. There we go. Oh, it's a bit small. Control T. Is this going to ruin it if I make it bigger? Maybe a little bit. Okay, that's not too bad, is it? What are we going to do this time? Let's go to Filter, Sketch. Mess around with sketching. Torn edges? I don't know. No. Oh dear, none of these are suitable. Well, that's not bad. It doesn't look great, does it? Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, not bad. Well, I've seen worse. Oh, is there anything I can do with that just to make it look a bit better? I'm just going to say okay to that. I'm going to go to Image Adjustments. Let's go to Levels. See if we can mess around with the brightness of this image, just to really bring out that cat and dog. It is starting to look a bit freaky. So I'm going to stop there. But I am going to save that as a JPEG, which is a picture file, and that's image 4. This one is going to be image 5. Save. Okay, we're just going to stop there. Of course, 5 images in a slideshow probably isn't enough, but whatever. Let's go to Flash. Now then, do you remember I have already modified my document to be 300 pixels wide by 200 pixels high. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to import all of those images to my library. There they are. I'm just going to select all of them using my Control key on the keyboard. Open. And there they are. They're in my library. Now this is where you have to pay attention. I have 5 images. So I'm going to have 5 layers. Layer 1, Layer 2, Layer 3, Layer 4, and Layer 5. Now then, on Layer 5, I'm just going to drag one of my pictures, and hopefully it will fit pretty much perfectly. Whoop, that didn't work. Let's try that again. There's the first one. Then on Layer 4, I'm going to drag the second one. But we can't see it. Why can't we see it? You figure that out. On Layer 3, the next one. Whoops. Oh dear, I've made a mess of that, haven't I? Let's just do some Control Z. Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Okay, let's start again. Let's start on Layer 1 this time. In that little box there, I'm going to drag my first image. There we go. Then in the second, on Layer 2, I'm going to take the next image. And then on Layer 3, I'm going to take the next image. And then on Layer 4, I'm going to take the next image. And then on Layer 5, I'm going to take the next image. Okay, brilliant. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go to Layer 5, the top layer, and I'm going to say, okay, I want to see you for 15 frames. So go across to the 15 frame mark, or 20, or 25, it's up to you. You can change it all later. Let's go to 20. Press F5 on your keyboard. F5. Brilliant. Now let's go to the second layer. This is Layer 4. We're going to go all the way, if that's 20, let's go all the way to 40. F5. Brilliant. Layer 3. If that's 40, let's go all the way to 60. Layer 2, where are we going this time? On Layer 2, let's go to 80. And Layer 1 is obviously going to be 100. So that's kind of evenly spaced. Now let's go to Control, Test Movie. Well, what is this going to look like? Oh, there we go. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. We now have a Flash slideshow. Super. Now then, if of course you want to change these, you can just kind of click and then click again. Click a couple of times and you can drag this around. Okay, it's up to you how you do it. It does get a bit messy, look, because when you go back, you end up with all this stuff here. This grey box, but we don't want any grey box there. We want it to stop there. So you have to select all those grey boxes and right-click Remove Frames. And it will just take away all the stuff that you don't want. So let's do that just again. We'll drag that down here. That's where I want it to stop. So all this stuff, I'm just going to remove that. Okay? And when you've finished and you're happy with what you've got, simply go to File, Export Movie, save it in your project folder, and see if you can import it into Dreamweaver. And that's how to create a Flash slideshow.